Thank you so much for joining me today, Irina.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here, Kate, as well.
Brilliant. So we're talking all about your effortless brand, how it came about,
Yeah,
what we've been doing working together.
yeah.
Do you want to start by just telling me how you came up with the idea for effortless? What was the plan, the
Mm.
dream?
Yes, the dream. Well, in fairness, I think it's a very good question because I definitely didn't just got out of bed, hit my head on the floor and decided, oh, should I manufacture a dress? That was a dream, definitely. Effortless right now is my dream that came true. And unfortunately, I had to wait until I finally was ready for that. And it's not about even financial, how am I, ready financially, mentally, and everything. It's kind of like, my path, my life. And so I always knew that I have in me a very good business acumen. I'm a very good business person. And to put that skill I always wanted to find a field. When it's that feeling where your heart melts, that feeling that how you call it, ick, whatever you call it. It needed to
Gut
happen. Gut
feeling.
feeling, yes. And I do know how I ended up in law. And it's probably because my parents wanted for me to have a very secure life and what parents wish for their girl, obviously. And but the thing is, it was a very good school and kind of like very good learning ground for me there. And I will not say the most prestige law academy where I, worked myself really hard for 6 years. And then when I started to work in law, I would speak to barristers and they would say to me, Irina, I just left office at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the contract looks so good. And I'm thinking, where am I? What am I? It's not for me. I don't have that excitement. And this is how effortless finally, came
Amazing.
across. Yes, effortless and the style of the clothes that I created, they didn't just come, okay, this is what I like. I was studying women. In my professional field, everything kind of like maybe happens for a reason. But of course, you also have to take actions and make your decisions. Otherwise, you will end up living your life not by your decisions, but those circumstances that will happen in your life. And then you will think, oh, how did I end up here? So it is your own personal strong decisions to get somewhere. If we're talking about how I came up with the collection and the style and the vibe of it, I just was looking at the life of real people. Okay, do you hustle London in 10-inch heels?
I used to, but I don't anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've
now,
got all those heels. None of them fit me anymore.
no, and they look great, just to take a photograph or, when you run for a special meeting. But in, day-to-day life, we all wanna, feel very, very comfortable because clothes is kind of like our shield that we put on and we speak about ourselves without even saying a word. Brand is called Effortless. At least here, I just wanted to give women a place where you can just come. I will buy a dress here and I will look so nice. Not, oh my God, what is she wearing? It's minimalistic style, design, very elegant, chic, but strong enough to make a statement when you enter the room. I wanted to create those outfits that easily transition from occasion to occasion and you present yourself always very nicely and elegant and chic. And I do understand that, fashion is not just, it is a business, it's the business of manufacturing and selling clothes. And everything must be done, not just the design. High quality is an absolute must be. That's why I never will be manufacturing in massive, massive batches. It always will be a small batches production to provide exclusivity of the product, sustainability of the product, and ensure that the quality is the key. Because in fairness, Kate, do we really need another fashion brand? There's billions of clothes on the shelves.
So was that the reason you decided to make in the UK?
Why I decided to make a new kit, I will tell this story that I tried to do in 2019.
Before you met me?
Before I met you, Kate, yes. I did start the first run And as you know, it was very successful. It was bought out by retailers, by the chain of shops, and they sold out the collection in about 3 weeks' time. I developed only 3 styles. There were, were supposed to be more, but obviously I became pregnant. COVID happened, and I understood that the development process, it's just not what I wanted. I need to be in control because the retailer made a surprise day when they sold out the first batch. They asked Irina, we want a second one, and they decided just to put the prices up for my product by 40% more. And yes, and of course, when I found out about that, I was thinking, oh, where's my 40% more for my hard work?
Yeah.
Yes. So, and the thing is that COVID, happened, literally at the same time. So I couldn't, you can't fly to your manufacturer. You can't fly and control how, the shop's doing, how your business partners are doing, what are they doing? So you're literally not in control. And that's what I didn't want to happen anymore. And of course, I became pregnant in 2019, and I decided what I thought was impossible, I thought I will make it possible. I will manufacture in UK. I will find a way. So, of course, I would do that Google search. I want to manufacture in UK, manufacturing in London. And when I would Google companies, I would get on the phone with them and I would say what I want. I also knew what I want. I need my pattern maker, sample, sample maker, the whole production run. I wanted it to be pattern maker and sample maker to be in one place. I don't need patterns to be made in one place, sample maker there, and then try to make them both meet and understand both two people must be during the fitting sessions in the same room. So one understands what needs to be done and another one understands what needs to be done. I would go on a phone call, start to speak with manufacturers, with factories, and explain what I wanted. And I was asked, do you manufacture in London, in UK? Yes, absolutely. So it's okay, I can come, I will, look at your factory. Yes, no problem. Of course, Irina, come, no issues. Cool, great. So I'm there with my bump, pregnant. I'm driving to manufacturers. I go to the meeting, I see its office. Okay, there are some fabric swatches, everything. So can I please look at where you manufacture your samples, where your production hub? Oh, Irina, don't worry. It's literally just here around the corner in Bangladesh.
Unfortunately, that's all too common. I hear it all the time. It's so cheeky. And it's always the manufacturers that you find in Google, the ones that are good at digital marketing, but they're very good at being found for phrases like London clothing manufacturer, but actually that's just their office.
Yes, and I always would say what are my minimum, like what quantities I'm planning to manufacture. And then don't worry, you don't need to manufacture much, just 5,000 pieces per style per size. We're good with that. And so I understood that that's literally not the way forward. And Kate, I don't know how I came across you. Maybe I saw you on Instagram when I was looking through the hashtags. And I found you. And I found the access to your magic black book. My first kind of like touch point with you was when I bought that list of manufacturers. And obviously time, passed since 2019. So I obviously was keeping an eye on you. And when I understood that Annabelle went to nursery when she was 2.5 years of age, I understood that it's time to now make my dream, my main dream, come true. And Kate, I will say to you that when I was 17 and I was studying really hard to get into that very, very, very prestige top law academy, I remember myself just walking and I thought, God, if I would just be dealing with clothes, life would be just so much easier. Body and my brain always was sending me signals. What's for me? And I'm very, very grateful to myself that I was brave enough to make that step. And it wouldn't happen without you. It wouldn't happen without BBA, British Brand Accelerator, because what you gave what you provided, the templates, the information, how to work with these people, any question, your Slack group, it's a proper support support for business, and I only choose the best. I always work. If I'm with somebody in the field, I will do my research and I will find the best people for myself. And you are that person. I couldn't find a better business woman, a person more experienced than you in that field. Yeah, there is nobody else. Your personality, how you present yourself, the calmness that you give during the whole process, and you are so quick. What you do, I just feel what you provide with the you giving a coaching calls, Friday sessions, and everything. How many? I'm not even going to talk about all the templates with calculations, how to price your product. If you're bad registered, if you're not bad registered, it would take me another 2 years to launch. And when I was looking, for factories, and with your list of factories, I immediately found the best one, and I know that I can continue to manufacture in UK. And if one factory, and I will take all of that, capability. I would kind of like stuff them to the max. Is that the right word to say? Yeah,
Probably.
with manufacturing for me, I know that there are already manufacturers ready to go to manufacture more for me. And what I love, for me, it's very important. It's not just a dress, it's a craft. I expect when I arrive to the factory the highest quality of maintaining my business. What I want that people really think what they're doing for me, what they're manufacturing, and how it must be done. When people will be eager to compete with compete and complete the task that I put in front of them. But you pay for that service. It can't come
Yeah.
cheap. It cannot be, and when I come to the factory, it's extremely important for me to see who manufactures it, how they made.
So true.
And I wanna feel the vibe of the place. It's really important. It's me. I'm talking about myself, how I run my business. And I love to see, hi, Irina. Hi, Irina. We're so happy. I know their names. As many people, I know them. I speak to them. They don't look like, those suppressed.
Yeah, just sitting at machines like
Yes,
robots.
like robots. And then you think, do you actually also sleep here? Do you understand? I don't want to work with the places like that. It's not what I want my product to be associated with.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's obviously been a real pleasure working with you, Irina. Like I say, you're
I
dedicated
try
to
not to
making everything
hustle you, though.
sustainably. No, you've been an amazing client to work with. You
Yes.
don't hassle me at all. I mean, I know that you've had, personal things going on in the within the run up to your launch as well.
Yeah.
You've managed it all with such kind of grace. And like you say, it's really good to hear that you've managed to do this much faster than it would have taken you if you'd have struggled to
Yes.
do it on your own.
Yes, absolutely. And you have to work also with your head a lot to be in a community. I will personally say to you, I think it's so amazing that in your, that in BBA program, we support each other. Seriously, uh, how, why not?
I think that's also because I'm very picky about who I choose to work with. So that's why there's an
Yes.
application process to get into the
Yes.
accelerator. I want to make sure that the people that are there are all going to be that sort of person that's going to fit in well with the rest of the group, that is going to be supportive, that wants to make sustainably in the UK. So yeah, that's why it's a
Yes.
hand-picked process.
Yes. I understood when I went through your application form. I understand that you not just taking people, you kind of like do your own valuation if you can help that business. If that business is right to manufacture in UK, what is your kind of like your not final goal? How do we know, our five? We only can predict, think 5 years ahead where I wanted my business to be, 5 years. What am I going to do after 5 years? And you understand if the requirements of the person are realistic, if the ambitions are realistic, and if the goal, is really can be achieved in UK when you manufacture in UK, if that's your goal. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, anyone that comes to me that says, "Oh, I just want to make something for the cheapest possible price," it's not. I mean, I'm giving, like you say, I'm doing direct introductions for you to manufacturers, and manufacturers trust if someone's come through me, it's not
Yes.
going to be someone that's going to be haggling for
Mm-hmm.
something at the price of something you'd buy in Shein,
Yes.
for instance.
Yes, yes, no, absolutely. It's not the reality even of manufacturing in UK. And the people that I found through you, the connections, are the connections that came through you, helping me with the business. Yeah, it's because you always, if well, I can say, if Kate Hill says you go there and you will be safe, I just simply trust. I know it's safe. I can go there because she knows what she's talking about.
Oh, Irina, you have been such a superstar. That is praise indeed. It's so, I mean, it has been, like I say, it's been wonderful working with you.
Yes,
For
yes.
anyone watching this, can you tell everyone where they can find you?
It's www.effortless.com. It's EFOTLEZ. So,
Amazing.
yeah,
I think that's very clever because
yeah,
getting a domain name or a brand name that short these days is really hard. So
yes.
yeah, you've chosen a name well. Thank you so much for your time today. It's amazing.